All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Let's get straight into it. We'll start off with Euro USD. I have made some changes since yesterday's video, so the charts might not be exactly the same. But yeah, without further ado, we'll try. And yeah, this is what I was monitoring yesterday, and I did not like the higher time frame context, especially given that we distributed here. So I never actually ended up entering, and we also didn't really get any convincing break of structures. And hence this is exactly what's happened. So I can remove this. Yeah, we only got a break of structure on the 1 minute, which, yeah, taking into consideration this higher time frame distribution model, I wasn't really a fan of entering. Not to mention, if you zoom out a little bit, well, like it was never a confirmed. This was never really a confirmed distribution, but we are so close to this range low that we can expect price to end up coming pretty close to it or even sweeping it. Hence why I wasn't really a fan of entering. So this is all done here. And yeah, not really much more I expect from Euro USD. I'm kind of just going to monitor the price until we hit this demand level here and see what happens if we hit this demand level. But it does seem to be this way. Yeah, I can see price hitting this demand level pretty soon. Whether it would be by the end of this week or start of the following. GBP USD. This is a valid demand. It does count. And we can see we have respected it thus far pretty nicely. Just trying to look at lighting to see what's better. This is fine. This will do. Yeah, so we can see we've reacted nicely off this demand. This has been mitigated. Was there anything higher time frame? I don't think there was. Actually, yeah, there you go. 4 hour OBIF, which I did write it. Write it in. And yeah, looking at this range contextually speaking, we can still slowly come up here for that third tap of our higher time frame distribution model and still get a nice third tap from a timing perspective. But yeah, I would like to look for accumulation models at the moment. But so far, nothing's really presenting itself, so I'm not going to force anything. Even here, we've kind of grabbed this high. Just. But yeah, for the time being, I'm not really seeing anything. Maybe if we do something like this. And then come back up. This can be our range. But yeah, for the time being, not really. Or if we get something even more refined, which is also a possibility. Given we've already mitigated this demand, we get something like this. Come back down, come up, and create that third tap. And the range becomes something like this, which we can then long around here, back up and take out all these highs. Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So yeah, that's kind of my expectation or my preparation for GBP USD for the time being. I will put an alert here. All right, AUD USD. Yeah, we're still in this slightly higher time frame distribution range. You could technically from a scalp perspective, yeah. The only thing that what I was going to say is from an accumulation scale perspective, you might have something valid, but the only thing you have to really proceed with caution with this is that you are in the very premium section of this high time frame distribution range. So you can kind of, you technically want to expect shorts in, or not target, but you'd expect price to go down into this demand zone loss as opposed to taking longs. But right now, price is respecting this demand zone nicely. So a low time frame accumulation scale could be on the cards here, given we have a nice return to zone, which this is exactly what I am looking at here. Well, this technically would have been extreme liquidity, which has been swept. So it's not something that I necessarily like. Like you can use this, but it is pretty close to our third tap. So if you think that if price is going to sweep this, it's obviously going to sweep out our sorry, not close to our third tap, close to our second tap. So if price does sweep this extreme liquidity, then it's most likely going to sweep our second tap too. Therefore, it can only be a Model 1 accumulation. I'm seeing, this demand has been mitigated. Yeah, I don't really like the POIs here at the moment. Not much of a fan. Like, yeah, this, you can technically use this demand, but has not been mitigated, so it's valid. Yeah, this pretty much is going to be my extreme demand PI. It's not pretty at all, but if we get a nice reaction from it, then yeah, you can potentially long to here. I wouldn't really look too long higher. Yeah, something along these lines. And we keep slowly trending down, mitigate this, and then break structure up. Not the cleanest drawing there, but you get the point. That's yeah. For me to take this, it would have to be very, very clean. Otherwise, yeah, I do expect price to go lower. Unless the requirements are perfect and the setup is very clean, I will take it. But otherwise, not really. Like, you got beautiful lows below us here. These are all just. This is all just ready to be swept. Actually, this is more of a. Yeah, this is pretty much straight liquidity. This is clean, very clean. So yeah, too long here, it would be fairly risky, but as I said, if the setup is clean, then we could potentially scalp. It might just sweep. Really got to get better at these drawings. It might just take our range high and then it can just flush back down. So we can see something like this happen. But yeah, well, we've got our alerts and we'll wait and see here. USD CAD, this was one that I was pre-planning for a bit. Which yeah, I did miss the entry on the higher time frame here. So we are obviously in a confirmed distribution, so we can expect, even though we're in mega range discount, we can still expect to take shorts and for them to play out because price hasn't actually hit our technical target of this range low. What is and yeah, potentially create our third tap here, but it's just not a clean. It's not the cleanest range at the moment. Just going to remove that so it's visual, it's easier on the eyes. There's not just lines left, right, and center here. But yeah, this can be a potential. We could have a potential entry here. Yeah, return to zone is beautiful. It really is. What I do like is that we're leaving a little, not a lot, but we are leaving a little bit of buy side liquidity above us here, which can get swept. And hopefully we see something like this, which then allows us to enter upon this supply mitigation. So that's my that's going to be my pre-planning for USD CAD. should price just flush down, which I don't think it will so far. I'd like to see some of these highs get taken out first once more. But should it do this, then it is what it is, and we have not entered, and that's fine. We look for another opportunity. There'll always be something presenting itself. But yeah, my alerts are set here, and not much more to do but wait. The only other thing, I will monitor is if we actually form an accumulation with the purpose of mitigating the supply above us. We can do something like this. The only thing I don't like is the fact that this demand POI on the high time frame has been mitigated and mitigated nicely. Yeah, and it's not really valid on the 10-minute as of yet, because our 6 candle rule is not valid. It's valid 2 up, 2 down consecutively, but we don't have 2 consecutive bullish candles because this is an inside bar candle, and inside bar candles do not count. All right. P03 schematic here did not go to plan. However, we can still expect an expansion all the way down. Something like that. Give me a second, guys. Da? Mâncați voi, veni eu mai încolo. Technically valid here. It's not clean, but it works. Decent. If we're lucky, we might get a retest of this supply area. We'll wait and see what happens. Yeah, nothing more to be done here, GBP, JPY. Moving on. We didn't really grab anything here. And then, yeah, not to mention this has already been mitigated. But yeah, obviously we missed our initial entry here. Didn't really like any yeah, didn't really like any opportunities to re-enter, and I'm still not a fan of anything as of yet. Yeah, this just wasn't really a clean supply in the first place, hence why we did front run it. Yeah, I'm still kind of just monitoring this for the time being. Very nice lows building up below, so very, very clean. Which you do expect for these to get taken at some point. Very clean. And there's no real supply forming here either, which is interesting. Like all these lows here just waiting to get taken. These are all stop losses being put, which market makers love to take. This is the only thing that's giving me some form of, can we get a refined entry here, because there's just beautiful lows below us. But so far I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, there's just no supply here. Like, I'm just gonna be patient. I'm not gonna force anything here. Yeah, we're kind of just arranging at the time at the moment. Next. Can remove this. Swerve these lows, which was very nice to see. Trying to see if we have any form of demand in here. Doesn't look too clean at a first glance. Yeah, they're not really the cleanest POIs here. If anything up here, but we do want to see if it has been mitigated prior. And yeah, you can see there it has. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of these POIs. Yeah, this is pretty much it for the time being. Yeah, it hasn't been mitigated, so that's fine. This is a crazy crazy refined demand POI. Yeah, nothing more I'm really expecting for Euro GBP at the moment. Just letting price do its thing. Euro NZD. Potentially something here. All dependent on this demand, or if there is demand here. Seems like we might not have anything clean. Yeah. Yeah, not really. That's been mitigated. I do like the return to zone here. This could be something. We have taken Asia highs though, which isn't ideal. It would have been, for an accumulation, we would have liked to have taken Asia lows first. Yeah, not too clean. I'm afraid. We can leave this below as extreme liquidity. This accumulation model might even complete itself without price coming back for this extreme liquidity. It's very possible. Because the return to zone is fairly decent. Yeah, wait and see what happens there. This is still our expectational order flow, which is get a slow push up into this extreme liquidity and extreme supply POI. Nothing really has changed, just by the fact that we missed this accumulation into it. We're still practicing patience here. So this can all go. Yeah, that's it for this pair. Same thing here. I think we may have, not same thing, but may have had the entry opportunity here. We took Asia highs, created some third tap in here. Or was this one that we didn't have a legitimate? Yeah, I think this was the one. Where price just wasn't really giving us a clean third tap POI. Even here, it's not really anything like. Even on the 1 minute, no one is safe. Hey, I heard you were the ones. Tell me what you show me what to do. And that's been mitigated as well. Yeah, this is valid. Here's the JPY. Yeah, this is kind of invalidated at the moment. If anything, maybe here we get some form of local range, which is still on a fairly high time frame in the 4 hour. But yeah, we'll monitor that for now. AUD CAD. This distribution is looking to complete itself. We'll leave that as is, and NZ CAD. Nothing really here. Let's see what AUD USD was doing. We have tapped into it's not pretty, because should price come up and break structure here, yeah, you can only enter earliest is here. We've already retraced pretty deep, so you're looking at about a 2.5 R. I feel like you can have a more refined entry, but we kind of just have to wait and monitor this market structure here, see what happens. As I said earlier, I do expect price to continue going down. If we close around here, like fairly deep in, I'm not too interested in entering, even if we get a break of structure, because overall I expect price to go lower before it goes higher. Yeah, especially with all this demand loss, you can expect price to go lower before it goes higher, but unless we get a clean, very clean, clean and slow pullback into here with a break of structure, then you can enter, but we've got to wait and see. So far, we have a slow and clean pullback up until around here, where you can see we've moved down pretty quick. And then also where we would be breaking structure. As I said, I'm not too much of a fan, just because price has to go quite up to break structure. Yeah, we'll monitor this for a bit, see what happens. If I get a few more candles coming into here, then for me, I'm no longer interested in any form of longs. Even if we respect some very small demand in here, it's not of interest. Yeah. Let's check the few other pairs. Gold. I think our plan was the same from memory. Yeah, we still want to come up into this third tap of the distribution model. As we can see, we have formed a fairly decent local accumulation model, a beautiful return to zone, but yeah, and as of now, I'm just looking for a potential re-entry opportunity in this demand zone, because yeah, overall I'm expecting price to go higher to sweep this extreme liquidity and mitigate this extreme supply. So that's it for gold. Silver, nothing really here. Oil, nothing really here. We can see this it grabbed some stuff, and yeah, it just wasn't the cleanest accumulation model. It would have grabbed some form of PI in here. Didn't grab extreme liquidity. Didn't really grab extreme demand either, so it kind of front ran our POIs. So yeah, as much as this has completed itself, it would not have been a good entry. I will be removing this. And as of now, I'm just monitoring this demand loss. so far it does look like price is respecting this demand for now. We are now, slowly moving through this demand. It's becoming less and less likely for me to take this long. For now, I'll still wait and see what happens. But I'm not really liking this range at the moment. With that is all for now, guys. I will catch you on most likely tomorrow's video. Thank you once again for watching. Subscribe if you've made it this far, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.